Hey up YouTube, finally back down on the allotment for me for what feels like eternity. Had some logistical issues, couldn't get down the plot to do any recording for nearly 2 weeks. So I've been walking up the 3-mile uphill hike to get here to feed the chickens, but aside from that I haven't been able to come and do any gardening. So first things first, we're going to have a walk around the garden and have a look at things, see how things are doing, how things have been in my absence for the last couple of weeks. And then at the end of the video we might look at, I've had a delivery from Grow Seed, from channel partners growseed.co.uk. So we might go through some of their seeds. He sent me a hefty amount, so we might not get through them all. So I'll see you in a sec, out there. Right, so we'll start up here. As always, the plot is a mess. You know what my plot's like, guys. You know that's how it is. So here's the rhubarb that we planted. Oh, I'll try and do the dates thing across the bottom here. But here's the rhubarb that we planted earlier in the year. It's growing on wonderfully, a lot better than I hoped. But this sort of temperate start to winter that we're having is really, really helping. Flower beds, obviously, they're empty because they are spring bulbs in there. I believe they're daffodils in this one. I can't remember now. This is, oh, what's the tea? This is chamomile. Now I'm hoping you guys actually can help me out with the chamomile. We've it's kind of just done its own thing and gone a bit wild. But that's largely been because me and the missus, we don't know when it's supposed to be harvested. So if any of you lot down there in the comments have grown chamomile before and kind of know when it's to be harvested, what it's supposed to look like when it's harvested. I know this is too densely sown. I just put a load of plug plants in that I grew and it was too much. But we're going to have another go at it next year, maybe in one of these beds. So let me know. There's sash bag. Seeing off the pigeons like a good girl. Now then, can you see through this netting or do I need to lift it? Let's get down there and lift it up, because these are the cabbages that you guys will have pretty much just seen me plant. So let's have a look in here. So there you go. Angle you down. Sash, I'm trying to show the people the cabbages. Not you. I know you're beautiful, but and you're standing on me cauliflowers. No, come on, jog on. Go on. So as you can see, these are the autumn giants. In the other bed are the all year rounds. Sash, move your butt. And they're pretty damn healthy. One of the questions that I got asked quite a lot, you know, will I do anything else to protect these from the cold weather? The answer to that is no. And I'm also reluctant to hoe between them because you see all the little, I don't know if it'll be showing up on camera, but you see all the little weed seedlings starting to prop through. Thing is, if I hoe all this over now, I'm actually going to destroy all those wool pellets that are keeping the slugs off. So it's a bit of a trade-off between weeds and slugs, I suppose. I'm going to keep an eye on it, but for now, I'm just going to leave it as is. And the all year round variety are doing actually a lot better than these guys. These are the autumn giants, or I can't remember. I'll try and remember to put the names in the descriptions. I'll try and remember to put the names below below what I'm talking about in the video. And I'll also try and remember to put a card up in the top corner to the video where we put them out, although for you guys it was only, I think, last week. So once again, more collies looking really happy in there. There's a Sasha again. Yeah, you know, not going to drone on about them. They're quite happy. They're not going to need any excess protection. The only thing that I have said to people, sorry, I just knocked you there, is just be aware that if you get if you're doing this sort of scaffold netting technique, just be aware that if you get a heavy snowfall, that it is going to bow the netting in, and it's going to be sitting on top of your veg. So you may need to come and deal with that. So then on to the red flare cabbages. These were sown or planted out quite a while ago now. They seem to be really slow. They're not, I believe, at least not yet, hearting up. Looks like we've got some sort of egg in there. I'll try and get some. Show the camera. Little green eggs. You guys any idea what they are on my red cabbages? Whatever it is, it must have been a small insect to be able to get in. But overall, not much in the way of damage, quite healthy, just not doing much. But then I suppose at this time of year, not a great deal is doing very much, is it? It's all sort of settling in for the winter now. Then we've got the space where the onions and garlic are going to go, not in this straw bit here. This is sort of strawed up to be marked that's where it's not been manured. This entire side hasn't been manured down that strip. So sort of running along there. There's been no manure yet this year. Everywhere else has been alpaca'd and turned in. We've got the patty pans back there. They're now well and truly done. Unfortunately, the kids have now decided they don't like them. You know how fickle children are. Well, that's what's happened. So coming down, the wood store, this will all be gone on bonfire night. Got the asparagus bed, nothing to see here. It needs a little bit of a weed out, but there's nothing to see. These are the potatoes that I sowed from my first potato bucket harvest reveal, and I just resowed the small ones in the hope that actually they would just get big enough to use as seed potatoes next year. So we'll harvest them in an upcoming video and have a look, because obviously they're done. This down here was my first lot of sort of winter veg sowing. So we'll get this uncovered and we'll have a look. I'm just uncovering it all because I want to have a good look round in here, because this is my first proper sort of attempt at swede. Once again, sort of sown out of season, but should pull through winter if they've put on enough growth. So we've got the chicory here, or the radicchio, depending where in the world you are. Not marked as when I sown the seeds. I'll try and go back over the videos and find that information for you. Here's Sash again. Hi Sash. A beautiful girl. Say hi to the people. No, not to me. Say hi to the people. No? Alright then. To be honest, some of this radicchio probably, yeah, some of it can be harvested. So I might take some home and give it a try on tonight's dinner. No idea what to do with it. But we've got a bit of a harvest there. These guys, like I say, I'll try and find the date. I'll go back over the videos, but these were all planted out at the same time. If I remember rightly, there's something down the middle here, but I can't remember what it was. Maybe there wasn't. And then the swede, let me just move you around. Sort of try and get you a better shot of some of these. So the swede down here, look. I mean, that's only tiny. That is only tiny. It's, you know, it's by no means harvest ready. But I'm going to try and overwinter them. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not using the bed. The bed was refed, remanured. So it was only going to be shut down. So we might as well give it a go. Sorry, Sasha's now decided to try and do some digging. Look. Let's see if I can show you before she spots the camera. You know. There we go. Tell you what, huskies can move dirt. There we go. I don't know what she can smell. There might be a potato under there that she's after. But back to the swede. They're all about a similar size. There's by no means are any of them ready for a harvest. I do need to get in these beds in the coming sort of few days and get a bit of weeding. Just keep the weeds down at this time of year. It will pay dividends next year. The only thing I really want to check the Swedes for is to make sure none of them have bolted, because if they're bolted they might as well come out and give the space back for the rest of the plants to spread a little. But moving on, again, we've got the strawberry bed that you guys saw me recently do. You can see, I think every plant we put in, there might be one up the back there I can see, but it looks like every plant we've put in has settled in and taken, which is excellent news. So yeah, well happy with the strawberry bed now. We've got the bed next to it, which we're not going to go to. That needs clearing out and shutting down. That's the next one that needs manuring and prepping for next season. That one's going to get shut down, so I'm going to take everything out of it and cover it in cardboard and manure, and that'll be shut down for winter. I think that's my plan at the moment anyway. It may change. We've got the blueberries here that are ready for potting up. We've got my fruit trees here that I'm dying to winter wash and prune, but they're just not dying back because nothing knows what to do this year, I think. This bed is going to get reclaimed. Once again, it's going to be shut down for winter, but at the moment it needs emptying, covering and manuring. Exactly the same with this one. This is the pink blush celery that was sown really late and planted out even later, and there's some alright celery in there. I mean, it's not really big enough to be worth eating as celery stalks, but I tell you what, it's a really good cooking celery, which for most people I think is the true use for it. So yeah, well happy that something's actually come of that. It's my first proper attempt at celery. It's pink blush and it's a self-blanching variety. So step over here. Now this is another bed that you guys saw me plant up in a video, and this is the second bed with turnips, with the kalilan, the Japanese is it Japanese kale, Japanese broccoli? I don't know. It's the kalilan anyway. Which all looks, once again, everything looks nice and happy in here. We've got the different type of chicory / radicchio. We've got turnips, 2 types of turnips. So let's have a proper look in here. There's also some spinach in here, which one type I can see, one type appears to have done nothing. I think the dog's going to end up travelling back in the boot. She's going to be absolutely caked, but you know, let a dog be a dog, eh? So what we got down here, once again you're seeing this with me for the first time in a while. So we've got turnips, which actually, as far as baby turnips were to go, should get you a bit of a closer shot there. If I wanted some baby turnips, they're actually ready, or at least some of them are. And we've got the kalilan. Those of you that have harvested it, that have grown it before, please let me know, at what point do you harvest it? Is it supposed to be a big veg? Is it a little veg? Is it, you know, do you take it as a sprout? Sort of things like that. If you can let me know, that'd be great. Well happy with these turnips actually. In fact, some of them are, yeah, really good size. So they're going to be a good stew vegetable in probably another few weeks. I wonder if I can get another sowing of those out before the weather gets too cold. And you can see the sowing of spinach down the middle here. Yeah, you can. This one is, I don't know, the labels are down the other end. Give me a sec, because I don't need to take you with me. I can leave you there. I keep forgetting about this. Oh. I don't need to be behind the camera. Sash, steady on. You're flicking dirt off at strawberries. So the spinach that's come up is the Viking variety from Grow Seed, I believe, if I remember correctly. So have a quick look at some of these snowball turnips. Oh yes, they've done all right as well. The Medinia spinach. Now I'm down here, I can actually see that some of these that I thought were weeds are actually spinach. I'm going to have to sort of do a very careful weeding around here. But yeah, I can see that some of the Medinia is now up. Not much, but we should get a feed off it. I'm happy. I'm happy. Oh. So round next, and I know I've already looked at this, so I've cheated a little bit. So next we're going to go around to the first sowing of sprouts. These were actually planted out sort of September time. Maybe a bit earlier. Once again, I'll try and get you the dates, guys. I do try. I very often forget, and I'm sorry, but I do try. You see under here, I mean, even with the netting on, we still get the white fly, but the amounts of white fly are actually quite acceptable. Let's take off, while we're here, some of these yellowed leaves, because they're not doing anything for the plant anymore. Don't leave them on your bed. Generate a bit of a snowstorm. Normally I would cut them off, but you know, we're here, and I'm going to take a load of these sprouts anyway, because there's some nice firm, nice size sprouts on all of these plants, so we're probably going to get a harvest off that. So I'll show you that at the end of the video. And then we've got in the next bed, so these guys, I'm just going to once again just uncover them for you. This is the second sowing of sprouts. These are the ones that I'm hoping are ready for Christmas. So we'll have a look in here and see how they're doing. In actual fact, I need to trim the leaves back on these, so it's going to be a job I'm going to do today. So we'll get a before shot now, and then I'll show you again once I've trimmed them back. So we'll move on. I'm conscious that this is going on for quite some time. So once again, we've got the fruit trees. We've got the red currants down there, that one, and then the black blueberries in the buckets. Got the apple tree, which was new to me this year. It survived the year. It's got apples on it. They're tiny, but it survived, which is the biggie. Big project coming up. The wood's arrived, so stay tuned for that. We'll be building a new chicken run in coming weeks. I'm not too sure when the videos will come out. Sasha's just thinking, breakfast. What else we got? Fruit trees we've talked about, the Brussels sprouts we've talked about. So now we've just got inside the polytunnel, and you're going to see in here with me for the first time. I haven't been in yet, so I've no idea what to expect. Okay, quite happy actually. Oh, all right, Sasha, don't mind me. Usual cobwebs over the door. So we've got just a bit of overspill, a couple of little gems, I think some radishes. The carrot bed I'm going to abandon. I'm going to keep that half, and I'm going to dig out that half and put the claytonia in there if it's survived. So like I said, the problem is I haven't been here for a couple of weeks now, so I don't know. The spring onions, or the ones that we planted as spring onions, you see all the I knew it was going to come back to bite me in the arse, not taking out all those strawberries that were sat on top of the dirt. Tony Smith, if you're watching this, I notice you've done the same. Oh wow. Look at these. Look at these. I don't even know if these are going to be still edible. These are French breakfast radishes, and they are huge. So we'll get them pulled up and get them out of the way. I'm not going to do it all now, but they're huge. We'll have a look at them, and then there should be yeah, some are they icicles or snowballs? I can't remember what the name of these ones were. But yeah, the white radishes, they're a bit more respectable, aren't they, for a radish size. So they're probably still edible. The other ones might be a bit too past it now. And then we've got the overwintering collies that I'm trying in the polytunnel to see what they do in the polytunnel. Back there we've got some little gem. Probably get a harvest off that today. We've got the overwinter potatoes, which I need to cull and burn, because to me it looks like they've got blight. But the carrots, the overwintering carrots, and the thing I get asked quite a lot about, the parsnip experiment. Obviously there's no parsnips yet, but they're alive, they're doing well, and they live here in the polytunnel. We've got some more onions here, second showing of onions. So these will want planting out soon. The Senshues, another tray of Pompeii. The sweet peas are up. The Durham cabbages that I didn't get planted, I need to find a home for them. More important, the problem with them is, not only do I need to find a home for them, I need to cloche them as well. So I don't know quite what we're going to do with those. This is the Claytonia that needs planting out. The Autumn King and the red icebergs lettuce. I said when I planted those red icebergs in the trays, I said that we may have a problem with germination, and we have. Nothing's happened. Second sowing of golden acre cabbages. Really happy with these cabbages. We've got some showmaster onions coming through. Quite poor germination, but once again, it's old seed. My carrot bottle challenge. These have been well and truly neglected, but not dead yet, which is quite surprising. They're bone dry. We'll give them some water today and see what they do. And then we've got the Autumn King lettuces down here. Got a bit of a harvest to do on the chili peppers. The yellow one I'm going to take out, the cayenne I'm going to take out in the hope to give a bit more room to some of these super hots, and I'm going to go through these super hots as well and pick anything off them. And where else are we? I think that's it, to be honest, guys. There's the greenhouse, but to be honest, the greenhouse has been very neglected. I'll do this from outside. We've got a couple of small super hot plants in the corners, and we've got a cayenne, a lemon drop or a hot lemon, a pepperoncini that's gone too far, another cayenne, and sweet peppers. So that might be on the cards for today. We might get that cleaned out today. So that's been, you know, a whistle-stop tour. Oh, I didn't mention this one actually. Look, we've got a little melon plant. Now this was sown and planted out far too late. It's got little melons on it. I don't expect them to come to anything, but I'm just going to leave it and see if it'll overwinter in the polytunnel. I doubt it will. I very much doubt it will. But, you know, I don't need the space, so I might as well. The other thing I'm doing today is I'll be taking home the grapevines and getting them sorted out and ready for shipping out. So if you're after a grapevine, let me know. All I ask really is if you can make a contribution towards shipping costs. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, well as promised, I've brought you back round to look at the sprouts. I've just finished culling them all off. As I've had the celery out as well. Got a bit of a harvest to show you, which I'm quite proud of for October really. But just to show you what I've done with the sprouts, let's set you down here, look. You can see I've taken about 2 or 3 rows of leaves off. Not all the leaves, you know, still quite a lot of leaves on there. I've always done this when my sprouts get to about sort of broad bean size. And the belief is, as far as I'm aware, that what it will do is it will increase airflow. It kind of causes the plant to panic a little bit and put more energy into the sprouts that no longer have leaves at the side of them. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but in my experience, it tends to work quite well. So that's all I've done with my sprouts, and depending on how tall this variety grows, will depend on if I'll do it again. If they stay about this height, I probably won't need to. But it is important that you clear the ground underneath your sprouts. If you're not clearing the ground underneath your sprouts, all you're doing is generating home for slugs. So you need to be clearing that ground underneath your sprouts. I've done it in both my beds. All my clippings will go to the chickens, which they will be more than happy about. So yeah, that's it. That's trimming of the sprouts. So I'll take you back in the shed shortly, and I will show you my harvest for October, which I'm quite happy with actually. So I'll see you in a minute. Hey up guys, well there we go. Another day, another harvest. We've got some sprouts, we've got some beetroot, some turnips, some patty pans. Sorry, I'm losing the camera. Some chicory, a cucumber. So I've got some salad for my lunch. I've got chicory, cucumber, a little gem lettuce, radish. I've got some hot lemon chilies. I've got some Dorset Naga chilies. I've got some chocolate Moruga scorpion chilies. And then out here, we've got a big tray full of pink blush celery, which is a beautiful colour, and it is quite tasty as far as celery goes. But yeah, it's not thickened up as much as I perhaps would have liked. So let me come round and say tatty bye. So guys, never let it be said that you can't grow stuff out of season. I mean, some of this, you know, is particularly bred, like those white radishes. They're particularly bred, excuse me a second, for growing out of season. They're particularly bred for a winter crop. Your chicory, once again, is quite cold tolerant. So that's a good winter crop. But where are we now? Middle of October, and yes, you know, the winter so far has been quite temperate, but an outdoor cucumber. This has been outdoors. So all I keep saying is you never know unless you try. And this proves, you know, that there are things that will still grow. So whilst the season is winding down, as I keep saying, it is not over. So that's all from me down here in the allotment today. I've got a lot to be getting on with. I'll be putting out a couple of videos now where I'm just going to be sort of cleaning, tidying and doing some prep work for the new chicken run. That build's coming soon. But unfortunately, I've now got to cut this video short because time is pressing on, but also because unfortunately, as with many other allotment sites up and down the country, there's been a spate of break-ins. I think somewhere in the region of 40 sheds got broken into last night. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to pack up a load of stuff to take home that I wouldn't normally take home, even down to, you know, it might be a bit overzealous, but even down to sort of the handles for the wolf garden stuff and the tools themselves for the wolf garden stuff, I'm going to have to take home. From what I understand, speaking to some of the guys that have had the sheds broken into, they're after a bit of vigilante justice. I think there's going to be some gentlemen sleeping in sheds. And, you know, do I condone that type of activity? I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment. Especially knowing some of these gents that are going to sleep in the tents. They're farmers or ex-farmers. They have the means to defend. So let's, I'm not going to comment on whether or not I think they should be sleeping down here or not. That's up to them. I completely agree that it's upsetting. You know, it's happened to me. I had the chickens stolen in my first year on a different plot. The two girls, Charlotte and Rosa, that you guys, regular subscribers, will know. They hand reared those chickens from chicks. So that was very upsetting for them to have those chickens stolen. But unfortunately, there are people out there that want what you have. So, sad people, but it is what it is. So anyway, guys, don't forget, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. It's a big help. I'm getting close. I'm now over 1,000 subscribers. As promised, I have not monetized the channel. I certainly won't be monetizing through the off season as I have promised, because I just think it's nice for me to give something back. You guys have helped me get to that 1,000 subscribers mark. I've got the tools that I wanted. I don't need to monetize the channel. It won't make a great deal of money. There's, you know, there's pennies in YouTube these days, not pounds. So I don't do it for the money. It would, you know, anything helps, but for now, I just want to give back to you guys. So all that being said, I'm signing off. I'm packing up. I'll see you later.